So when it comes to editing videos, I typically use 3 products. I either use Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve. 2 of those 3 products are paid products, and DaVinci does have a free version, but for their full feature version, it's a one-time fee of a couple $100s. But what I like to do every once in a while is I like to take a look out there and see what free products are available, products that are fully free and fully functional without having to pay something. That means these are products where you edit your video, and at the end, you can export your video without a watermark on it. Super frustrating if you get to the end and there's a watermark in your video, and then the product tells you that you have to pay for it. Now, the product I'm going to talk about today is entirely free. All you have to do is register to get a license key, you put in your email, they send you a key, and it's free. The product I'm going to talk a little bit about today is VideoProc Vlogger. Now, I had not heard of VideoProc Vlogger until recently, back in 2021, and I had seen some buzz about this product. I'd seen some people using it to edit their GoPro videos, and it looked pretty sweet. So recently I downloaded this software, installed it, and then put it to the test. And today I'm gonna give you a quick preview of VideoProc Vlogger. I'm not gonna show you an entire step-by-step of how to use it, but I am going to highlight some of the key features of this software. VideoProc does have some great tutorials that show you how to use these functions in here. In addition, VideoProc does say that this software runs well on older devices or devices without a lot of beefy hardware in it. In other words, you don't need to go out and build a $2,000 video editing rig to edit video with VideoProc Vlogger. And this software does appear to especially be geared toward those of you that use GoPros. There's a lot of features in here that are great for action type videos. So I want to show you some of those today. Now, speaking of free and easy, VideoProc is currently running a contest where you can win a GoPro Hero 10. In addition, they have some secondary prizes of Amazon gift cards. I've linked to the contest below. The contest does last through February 15th, 2022, and I definitely encourage you to go over there and enter. Even if you have a Hero 10 already, it's never a problem to have 2 Hero 10s. So for entering their contest, they do ask you to watch a couple 10-second videos, and then they have a couple questions for you to answer in order to enter. It is free to enter, there's no cost, and I definitely encourage you to enter. Let's roll on over here and take a look at the software. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get VideoProc Vlogger opened. It opens pretty quickly, it loads real fast. If you're opening it for the first time, you're gonna see create a new project. You can give it a project name, and down here you can choose your video resolution you want. In my case, I chose 4K 16:9. And then the frame rate, it's got a lot of different options here as well. A lot of GoPro videos tend to be in that 30 frame rate, and then you would just click new project. And once you do that, you're gonna see this welcome here that says, please add media file to library. So all you gotta do is click there on the plus sign and then map to your folder, drag in your files. And then this nice little guide pops up here. If you haven't already looked at it before, there's a lot of stuff here. There's logging in with the free license code, there's specifications, introduction to the interface, preferences, all kinds of stuff. So like I said, I'm not gonna go through all of this today. If I went through all of this, it would be a very long video. I don't wanna do that when there's already these great tutorials here, but I did wanna give you a quick overview. If you haven't already activated, you're gonna see that option up here. If you have already activated, then great, it's not gonna show anymore. So I'm going to go over here where it says open project, and I'm gonna navigate to the project I created the other day. So I'm gonna open this project up, and when I open it here, it's gonna load in all the files. You can see all of my files down here on the timeline. And then if we navigate over here, there's this transitions tab. And there is a ton of great transitions on here. You've got all of your fades, you've got some of your other effects. And all you have to do is just take these, drop them on a clip. It's gonna offer you all your options over here. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you're gonna see some more down here. And for your titles, you've of course got quite a few options there as well. You also have subtitle options, and you have some good basic fonts up here. And then effects, there are 61 different filters here. And as you can see, you can do a lot with those as well. So if you wanna make some basic alterations here, you can control the exposure, you can make it darker, brighter, contrast, saturation if you really wanna bring out colors. You can do a lot with it. And then if you go down further, you've got this advanced settings option with the color and filter editor. So you can really dive in here. You can sharpen, you can do the hue, saturation, luminance. You can do a lot there. So it's pretty neat for free software what you can do there. And then if you scroll down here, you can do some transformations here, you can do some flips. The volume here, you can control that on the clip. The volume's down here with the video track. And here's where you can control the playback speed. So if you want to do some slow motion, a lot of the time you're going to hit the half speed here, especially if you filmed it in 60 frames per second. And that's going to give it the 50% speed, so they make it real easy to do that. And the clip even expands. There are some other editors where that doesn't happen. So this clip at half speed, you can see it right there. And then another great feature, especially for GoPro footage, you can do this lens distortion correction. And it's going to correct for that fisheye lens on the GoPro. So here it actually offers you all the GoPro options too. As you can see, this software is definitely tailored for GoPro. So you click your camera model, and then you can click what view you shot the footage in. So if you shot it in super view, it's going to correct for that. If you shot it in wide, it's going to correct. If you did linear, it's going to also correct. This particular clip I did shoot in linear, so I've selected linear here, so it's pretty neat. And then you can also do some denoising. So if your image is noisy and you want to try to fix that a little, you can mess around with this and do some fixing there. The other feature that I really like in here is the speed one right here. So you can do a lot of speed ramping, and they have a lot of default options available. So you can click on a lot of stuff here, and then you can drag around your clips. You have a lot of customization, and you can preview it right here while you're still in the clip, which is awesome. You don't have to go all the way back here, look at it, go back to the clip. You can drag it around. It makes it nice and easy. So that in particular is a really great feature of it. And then another cool feature to check out is the crop here. So if you want to do some crops on this, it's great. If you want to optimize this video for a different format, like the 1x1, that's going to be popular with like Instagram and some other social media sites like that. And then if you want to do like a short on YouTube, you can do the 9x16 to make it vertical. If you didn't film it on your phone, and you can drag this around and pick what you want in the frame. So that feature also is really neat. And then the motion feature here is pretty neat as well. A lot of these are also going to save you a lot of time. So those can be creative ways of introducing your scene or doing different things like that. There's some roll features too, which are pretty neat. So yeah, there is a lot of things you can do in this software. And then when it comes time to export, that's also nice and easy. You go up here, you click on export, and you can pick your quality. I like to pick high. Usually I'm going to stick with high and 4. Video codec, I recommend doing H.264. Frames per second, you get to click that here. If you want it to end up as 24, you can select that here. If you want it to end up as 30, like this timeline is currently set to, just keep it there. For bitrate, you get some adjustment over this. If you're exporting in 4K, I generally am going to recommend that you don't max it out any higher than about 50,000 kilobytes per second, which that's going to translate to 50 megabits per second. That is a good bitrate for YouTube and a lot of other places to have the highest quality, while also not having file sizes that are out of control. And then the audio, I generally am going to leave that at the default, and then enable hardware acceleration for encoding. And we're going to give it a title up here. And format, I recommend keeping that at MP4. That's going to be highly compatible, and it's going to work in most places. And then you can hit start here. They've got a nice progress bar down here. For a 14-minute video, it looks like it's going to average an export time of somewhere right around half an hour, which is not bad. This computer does not have a lot of high-end hardware on it. It's a pretty average machine. If you haven't seen my video already, it's my video on a 4K video editing machine for $1,000 or less. Definitely check it out. I've linked to it above. That computer build would be more than sufficient for this software right here. So all in all, very impressive software for free, especially if you are a GoPro user. All software does have a learning curve, but this software in particular, I did find pretty easy to pick up. And like I said, there are some great tutorials. Well, there you have it. There's some of the key features that make VideoProc Vlogger a great free software option, especially if you want to edit GoPro action videos with it. It's got a lot of great features for that make it simple and easy for beginners. And if you haven't already, definitely make sure you enter that contest that VideoProc has going on for 2 more weeks. I've linked to that in the description below. And I've also provided a link to the VideoProc Vlogger website so that you can easily click there to download and install the software. I hope you found this video to be helpful. Until we talk again, happy GoProing.